Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about aerosol drug delivery system. Aerosol drug delivery system is a part of our novel drug delivery system, and also it is meant for applying topically as well as for pulmonary drug delivery systems. These are the content what today we are going to cover. For example, introduction, history, components, principle, again formulations, advantage, disadvantage, method of preparation, evaluation of test, current scenario, and the reference of this particular topic. Now let us introduce the topic with a brief introductions about the dosage form and your its applicability. First and foremost thing, it is a combination of dosage form as well as a device that can introduce the dosage form in a right area. So thereby it is somehow different from the other pharmaceutical preparations which till date available in the market. For example, a product concentrate or the solvent or suspension or a solution or emulsion form which is available, which can contain the active pharmaceutical ingredients along with a pressure generating agent, namely propellants. These are the content of the formulations, and that content it kept inside one container, specially designed container. The combination of this container and the content is known as that aerosol preparations. Now, it is most important drug delivery system as far as rapid response of therapeutic action is concerned and applicable ease of applicability is concerned. Moving to the next component, as I have told you, is a combination of few components and your major drug delivery devices. For example, propellant, container, valve and actuator, product concentrant, etc. Now, propellants are those liquid which that exactly generate the pressure. So, propellant may be defined are those components that develop pressure within the container and help to expel the product at high pressure on opening of valve. In generally, it can be divided into two types: one liquid gas generating systems or compressed gas generating systems. They're basically divided based on the nature. Now, for example, liquid gas generating systems, these are the systems where we are using a highly volatile nature of liquid. Means those liquid are highly volatile in nature and can capable to volatile at even very low temperature. So as a result of their volatilization, they create some vapor pressure, and that vapor pressure play a vital role to expel out the liquid content from the container. For example, chlorofluorocarbons are the major classes of this type of propellants. Rather than that, hydrocarbons like propane, butanes are also maybe used for this particular purpose. Next, compressed gas systems. As you all know, nitrogen, oxygen, nitrous oxide gases, the carbon dioxide gases, these are the few gases can be utilized for this particular purpose. As on compression of these gases, this will be convert into the liquid form and behave like liquid. These gases can be utilized for serving this purpose. Container of aerosol containers. Aerosol containers are the specialized design device that should have the few criteria. For example, it should not create any sort of chemical reactions with the content. First, second, it should withstand with high pressure at a temperature near about 130 degree Fahrenheit. So, any container that is to be selected for aerosol preparation should have a pressure resistance capacity of 140 to 180 psi at a temperature of 130 degree Fahrenheit. Following are the different classes of container can be used. Majority of aerosol container are belong from a class of metals. Rather than then, glass can also be utilized to some extent. Now, metals can be classified into following categories. For example, tin plated containers, aluminum containers, and stainless steel containers. Among these, tin plated containers are light in weight, inexpensive, and can serve as an aerosol container if it is coated, the inner side is coated with polyvinyl coating to resist the corrosions. Next, aluminum is less prone to corrosions, light in weight, can easily utilize for as a container for aerosol preparation in case of topical dosage form. Next, stainless steel. Stainless steel is the highest prior container, which is having no corrosions issues. They are strongly resistant against corrosions, can be withstand with a high pressure, but comparatively costly than the previous two. Next one is glass container. Glass containers are very much common, but in this particular cases, the use of glass containers still restricted, as because glass do have its own demerits. First one is fragile in nature. Second one, it having a less amount of uh, pressure resistance capacity as compared to metal, obviously. And the next is can reach some sort of alkali when it is comes in contact of the product concentrate. So in by this way it can it may unstable the product. Now next part is valve. Valve are basically flow regulator tools which exactly regulate the flow of therapeutic agents and the propellant from the containers. So these are made up of plastic, rubber, or aluminiums. So it will be easier to open. So valve may be of two types. One is continuous valve. Now continuous spraying valve, as you can see, is contain of a number of assemblies like actuator, mounting cap, valve body, steam, gasket, spring, and deep tube. From this image only, one by one thing you can find out, and gradually you can understand the chronology of assembly. Now first one is top portions, that is called actuator. Next one is your mounting cap, which can hold the whole assembly along with the attachment of the container. In the next slide only, I'm just going to discuss the things very chronological manner. Just go through the image and to understand the assembly positions. Next, actuator, as I have told you, the actuator are those system which exactly when we will just tip or press down, it open the valve area and expel the amount of liquid outside. So opening and closing of the whole system will be depend upon or will be maintained by the actuator system. Mounting cap, it is nothing but the system from top to bottom is held by the mounting cap, which is attached with the body of the container. Now valve body and housing, it is a linking connection between the deep tube, steam, and actuator. So it will be going to hold the system for the rest of the period. Steam actuator is supported by the steam. It is made up of nylon, bearing, and stainless steel. Gaskets are nothing, are those components which prevent the leakage once the pressure is generated. Once the actuator is deep down, the pressure is generated, the liquid will go through the deep tube and till the from bottom to top and expel out. This journey should be leakage proof. So gasket maintain this particular leakage proof journey. Spring basically made up of stainless steel that hold the gasket in its own place and facilitate this particular gasket to perform well. And deep tube is a polyvinyl tube made up of polyvinyl tube and having a narrow diameter through which the content can move from top some bottom to top when the pressure is given. Now the inner diameter of this particular tube may be vary based on the viscosity of the content. Now in case of lower viscosity, 0.120 to 0.125 inch will be the inner diameter, and in case of high viscous, 0.195 inch would be the diameter of the deep tube. Meter valve, as you know, in the asthmatic patients they use meter valve inhaler. The name of the valve is come from this particular angle, that on a single punch or single click a certain amount or metered amount of dosage form will be expelled from the container. So it is assumed that around 50 to 150 mg plus minus 10% of the liquid material will be dispensed in one click or one single click of the valve. That's why it is known as meter valve or metering valve. Principle of releasing the out product concentrate from the container. Now in case of when we are preparing the mixture, first the mixture means the component which contain the active ingredients along with the propellant will be exist inside the bottle in a dynamic equilibrium system. The liquefied propellant vaporize and occupy the upper portions. As you know, vapor are lighter than the liquid one, so it component the upper portion of the container. And once the actuator is pressed, high pressure vapor will going to force the liquid to go down and move through that pipe which is placed in the bottom part and come out through that deep tube. This is the overall scenario. Whenever we are playing the actuator, the things going to play a role. Formulation of pharmaceutical aerosols contain two essential ingredients, that is product concentrate and propellant. The combination of both the things actually play a key role in case of aerosol preparation. Product concentrate contain the ingredients mixture of active ingredients and other solvent system, antioxidants and surface active agents. So these particular things are mixed together and kept inside in a proper ratio so that it can going to play a vital role. Then propellant, they may be a single blend propellants or a mixture of propellants based on the need of pressure for performing the product in a suitable way. Advantages: the drug can be directly applied to the affected area, ease and convenient of application, rapid therapeutic response, hepatic pus metabolism also can be avoided, irritation produced by the mechanical applications of the topical medication is also can be reduced. And disadvantages, major thing are a few disadvantages also there. They are flammable in nature and expensive. Chlorofluorocarbon, which is known as a good propellant, but it can create some perforations in the ozone layers, and the propellant may cause discomfort to the skin and produce dryness as far as the reported literature is concerned. Once the product is prepared, the product need to prove its quality. So to prove its quality, we have to evaluate some quality improvement checking, that is called flammability and combustibility of test. Flammability combustibility test is essential for aerosol preparations as it contains some inflammable substances, so there are some risks. So to find out the assessment of risk factor as well as the performance of those propellant, we have to perform this test, that is called flame projection test and flame flash point test. So these two tests is very much important in case of aerosol preparations. Next, performance oriented test. Performance oriented test is basically based or depend on a few factors like aerosol valve discharge rate, what amount of drug or what amount of concentrated discharge on a single click, and so on. So that we need to find out. Then net content, what amount of content or medicaments is available inside the container, and in a single click how much amount of matter is coming. So we can predict the dose of drugs on by this way. Now, as surfactant or foam forming agents, sometimes we are going to use in a product concentrate, so we have to find out the foam stability of the product. Biological tests are required to perform, that is called in vivo test. This in vivo test is required to perform to establish the therapeutic activity and toxicity of the product, which is a crucial issues related to the aerosol preparations. So these are all tests that need to perform to establish the quality of the product. Next, these are the references which we have followed for preparation of this brief discussion sessions, and I will suggest all the viewers they should go through those references to gather a vast knowledge on this particular topic. They will have a clear-cut idea about the topic in a most descriptive way by following those references. Hope you have understood the point of views and the points what we have discussed over here. Thank you very much.